Hello and welcome back to Pendor, and we're attempting to retake Kishnomen. Don't worry, you're not going to have to see that siege again. I basically just wanted to show you what the Dashar are really willing to do to try to stop us from retaking this once again. Now, I've obviously been on a little bit of a besieging spree, I guess you could kind of call it. Well, if you can call a two-fief capture a spree. I don't know whether you can really call it that. Probably not, right? Probably not. But anyway, the fact is, we took two castles. Both of them were, yes, you guessed it, siege towers. And so obviously it took us quite some time to construct the siege towers themselves, which was a little bit of a problem. But we are now attempting to retake this town. Because for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, but the AI seems to be very, I don't know, single-minded in regards to taking this back. Pretty harsh, but this is actually one of a pretty rare occurrence nowadays. Usually I'm not getting into field battles at all. It's actually quite surprising, because you'd think later on you're going to be, you know, attacked and indeed attacking enemy vassals quite often. But no, actually not. It seems like it's a lot more of the case of, yeah, you're just gonna literally, well, you know, be doing sieges. That's pretty much it. That's all I've faced so far. Most of the time, the enemy vassals are not actually deciding to do basically anything against us, and they pretty much just ignore me for the most part. Quite funnily enough. I'm not entirely sure why, because as you can see right here, they do have the numbers. They do have the numbers to take us on. Anyway, I'm just going to tell my cavalry to charge in. I'm just going to keep my archers in the same position. They're obviously my biscuit sergeants and so on and so forth. They're obviously going to be absolutely fantastic to stay where they are with their wonderful long spears. This is the whole reason why we have them, of course, because they are going to generally be amazing against enemy cavalry. And once again, that is all thanks to someone in the comments recommending that we go for that wonderful polearm, and it is just so good. It really is. I gotta say, you know, I'm skeptical about polearms on infantry when they're on foot, because I always think to myself, wow, these guys are not going to be very good against enemy infantry. And sure, they might be a little bit less effective against enemy infantry than they might be if they were using something else, but they are still very dangerous. And I've actually seen that firsthand, and I thought to myself, wow, okay, that's actually really surprising. I wouldn't have thought that in a million years, but they are. It's quite weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because of their proficiencies. Maybe it's just because the long spear in general is just a great weapon. I don't know. It could be any number of reasons, but yeah, it has proven itself to be a significant boon for us in general. The enemy is actually providing a pretty significant amount of damage done to our own forces here. I'm not that big a fan of that, please. Thank you very much. I'm kind of hoping that maybe we're going to be okay here. That still reminds me to go back to the horse merchant person, trainer guy, you know, the fellow that heals horses, because my other horse is still lame. Actually, I don't even know. Maybe it's not, because maybe my wound treatment has actually taken care of it. Because technically, wound treatment does have that impact in Warband. So that's actually a pretty good point. Maybe I should check on that, because it would be nice to use my proper horse for once instead of using another one of the Noldor horses, even though this is actually a pretty decent horse. It's not too bad. I haven't really felt like it is dramatically different in terms of its speed or anything like that. I know that it is, you know, on paper, very different, but the way that it's acting right now, no, I actually don't see that much of a difference. I mean, you can see that we're doing well over 100 damage, which is obviously not even necessary to kill enemies, but it's still being able to do that. It's still actually accomplishing that feat, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know, maybe we don't even need to worry about it. Maybe we don't. Anyway, my T-Knights are overextending a little bit too much in my opinion, so I'm actually going to hopefully get them to come back here. I don't really want to retreat if I can help it, although retreating actually wouldn't even be the worst idea, because we did just, you know, get a massive charge against us, and I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe it would be a good idea to just, retreat, come back in, and just have a fresh bunch of arrows and everything, but they're basically on top of us, and I kind of like to be a little bit realistic when it comes to that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, I can, if I want to, according to the game mechanics, I can just retreat, as long as I, personally, am far enough away from the opponent. However, my forces are not, and I suppose that is going to make a bit of a difference, potentially. I mean, it does generally tend to kill a couple of them, or at least wound a couple of them, upon, giving the retreat order. But, yeah, as I say, usually I like to do that between enemy attack waves, but as it stands right now, that's actually not happening. As you can see, we are literally taking some serious attacks here. They are literally just attacking us constantly, which is actually a very impressive thing to do, because I would have expected them to be a little bit more wary after the first attack wave, but no, they are just throwing all caution to the wind, probably because they know that they are indeed in the presence of more numbers, and that's probably the reason why they're being, rather aggressive. And, oh dear, I think I might be dead here. Am I? They all have spears, which is fantastic. I can just block in one direction. That's great. Alright, that is exactly what we like. Thank you very much. So yeah, anyway, the point is, apart from that, yeah, they're just not giving us any breathing room. No breathing room whatsoever. And as you can see, we've actually lost over 70 units so far, which is actually quite a lot, considering we have not lost any forces for quite some time in a field battle, just because we've had more time to get set up, we've had more time to bombard the enemy with our arrows. And yes, we may be achieving, well, actually, maybe not even achieving victory at this point. I'm not sure. Huh. Yeah, I'm actually not sure about this. I'm kind of in two minds now. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, maybe we do want to retreat. I don't want to lose. That's the whole point. I do not want to lose. If it means that I have to retreat, then I'll do that, because I do have 3 Qualis gems in my inventory at the moment. I was actually going to be on my way to the Noldor tournament in just a moment as well, because it is just about to begin, shall we say. And I'd kind of like to participate in that, if at all possible. Okay, let me see. Can I actually tell my forces to kind of consolidate themselves a little bit here? Because I really do not want to have a situation where we're so incredibly spread out. Even though my forces are capable of really handling themselves, they can. I mean, as you can quite clearly tell, they are handling themselves very, very nicely indeed. However, I mean, it's probably not the best idea, is it, to kind of keep them separated. Okay, that guy's horse is down at least. That's kind of all we want to do. White Eagle Knights. Yeah, those are the randomized knighthood order that someone told me about. Because apparently lords have the ability to found their own knighthood orders, and they all have randomized gear and names, as far as I'm aware. So that's actually really amazing. I did not know that, so that's super, super cool. I think that must have been added in one of the later versions, because I've never seen that happen before. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just missed it. Maybe I was just not... maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Because that generally does tend to happen quite often. Anyway, let's just eliminate that fellow and get him off his horse. And, yeah, so far, I mean, I've got 300 troops, or 380 troops, shall we say, total in my army. And, well, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to sustain this method of battle for much longer, unless we can actually start eliminating the majority of high-tier units from the opponent. I mean, you can see here that there's quite a few still remaining. A lot of them still riding around on their horses. But no, I think we should be okay. Once we start to turn... Yeah, no, I think we're starting to turn the battle now. Turn the tide of battle in our favor. It does seem to be working out a little bit better now, but you can see here, look at this. We're still getting attacked by these higher tier troops. But of course now they are starting to throw in some farmers and some regular Dashar units. Nothing too dramatic, but they're still capable of dealing damage, of course. You know, if they have thrown weapons like javelins and so on, they can do some serious damage if they, well, if they get a little bit lucky and hit in a less protected body part, you know, head or hands or something like that. You can probably do some pretty good damage with that. Otherwise, I think we are okay. I think we have gotten over the hump of massive amounts of really, really strong units fighting us. I'm actually really surprised that they had them, to be honest. Because I was kind of thinking to myself, no, the Dashar are out of the game at this point. I really thought to myself, yes, they're done. You know, because we've basically taken such a significant portion of their territory now that it's highly unlikely that they're going to be able to do much. But no, they are actually proving themselves to be extremely resilient. And, well, funnily enough, I actually did start this playthrough thinking that I would join the Dashar, but unfortunately because of my right to rule blunder that I made earlier on, way back, you know, we just got too much right to rule, I wasn't able to join as a vassal. So it's very sad, very, very sad indeed, because I was kind of thinking that what I would do is, you know, maybe join, join Salian or join something just to get Laria and then defect and go over to the Dashar. But obviously that that didn't work out. That really didn't work out in my favor, unfortunately. But yeah, it does seem as though we have turned the tide now, and we now have the overall advantage, or at least I hope so. We're still seeing quite a few casualties coming in, but I think we should be fine. I think we should be fine. It's just a dependency that is very much just going to rely on us being able to push forward and finish them off.
When night falls, we'll follow them and finish them.
And there it is. The enemies have fallen before us, and you can see here we just gained 124 renown, which is obviously going to translate directly into prestige, which is fantastic. Anyway, you can see our casualties here. We lost a pretty significant amount of very, very good units. Didn't lose that many biscuit sergeants. That makes me a bit worried that we actually don't have many of them in our army. Because if we had a lot of them, then they would probably show up on the casualty screen, right? Well, yeah, that's the thing that we've got to take into account here. So let me actually have a look. Anyway, we're just going to be letting these guys go as I have been doing the entire time, because we just want to try and farm as much honor as possible. And let's just try and get a couple of pieces of loot here that I can maybe sell for a decent amount. And then we have a bunch of rescued prisoners here. I am actually going to have to do I have to do anything here actually? I mean, I'm going to take the Pendor units, I suppose. We can get a bunch of relatively good units from here. A maiden adventurer. Oh, hello. Well, that's not too bad. And we'll get the Pendor units. I'm not going to really be taking a huge amount more. Maybe the heretic minions. I mean, they are going to eventually become something, I suppose. We can take some halberdiers too, I guess. Do they have any maiden cavalry? I mean, I know they don't level up into anything that fast, but they're generally relatively decent for what you get. Anyway, let's just move on there. And as you can see, we could possibly take Ishkomen here, or Kishnomen, shall we say, sorry. Yes, anyway, we could possibly take it. Oh no, I just leveled up one of these guys. Oh, that's not what I intended to do. Oh well, never mind. There's just one of them. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah, look at that. I only have 9 biscuit sergeants remaining. Can you believe it? I can't. Alright, well, I'm going to take Kishnomen. Hopefully my forces are actually going to be doing something, because it feels to me like they are not being that effective or useful. And I'm not talking about my own party here. I'm talking about my allies. I'm talking about our friendly vassals. They seem to be a little bit absent. I don't know why that is. Hopefully they're going to show up sometime soon and actually help us out. Alright, so we're in one of the later rounds of the Noldor tournament, and if I'm actually able to do this, I will be very, very surprised, because the enemy has actually been really, really... I don't even know what. They've been super, super good. Oh no. Are you serious right now? Oh dear. Well, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it? This is a very, very big problem. Okay, actually, maybe not. Maybe we can make something work. There we go. We actually made it work. I can't believe it. All right, if he had literally just moved to come closer, he probably would have achieved victory there, and that would have been a hilarious turn of events. But yeah, anyway, whoa, that was a nice hit. Thank you very much. Okay, well, there you go. We're done here, aren't we? Yeah, this guy is not going to be able to get to us. Wouldn't that have been funny if he literally just got me with that one slash that he did right there? That would have been funny. Yeah, but thankfully he didn't. Okay, oh, okay, it's just an archer round. I actually do not dread the archer rounds anymore. The archer rounds are actually quite fun because I can actually beat them with drawing speed, which is really, really surprising. Because I definitely would not have expected that in a million years when I first started doing these a long, long time ago, of course. But there you go. Oh, we actually got a Qualis gem. We actually got a Qualis gem. I can't believe it. Okay, there we go. That's absolutely fantastic. So we now have 4 Qualis gems, as you can see. And I got a couple of extra baggage trains as well. I do need to go over to Laria and actually get a baggage train from there. I think... Wait a minute. Maybe Whitestag Castle as well could use one. I think I only went into the garrison there. So let's just go there real fast. Just get the baggage train. There we go. And, oh yeah. I did already induct a couple of man-at-arms. And as you can see, my prestige cost has actually lowered. And we have honor 147 now. So I'm very, very pleased to see that. And yeah, thank you to the person that actually told me that, yeah, the prestige actually has a pretty weird scaling. So basically how it goes is until you get to around 100 honor, it doesn't really decrease the cost of your troops that much in terms of prestige cost, of course. And it's only when you're above 100 or around there, you know, and going a little bit higher than that, that you're actually going to start seeing some discounts. So I'm actually really, really pleased that that has actually started to kick in, because I was very worried about that. So let's just say that, you know, very worried for a variety of reasons. And otherwise, we can now make our way on over to Laria 2. And we can get another baggage train from there. We could also accept some additional lords if we wanted to. I'm going to have to check the... Oh, wait a minute. Does this guy not want to give me... doesn't want to give me a baggage train? You don't want to give me a baggage train? It's probably because I... it's still on cooldown, I assume. It's still got the cooldown on it. Anyway, there's not actually anything I want to do with our wife right now. So basically, this is what the map is looking like. As you can see, there are two castles remaining for the Deshar. I have already made peace with the Feared's Vein, by the way, because I just felt like, hey, you know what? We're just getting our villages raided for nothing, and we're not really focusing on them at all. So that's the kind of thing that I was thinking of when I decided on doing that. And otherwise, what we're going to do is, I'm kind of hoping... Some sort of animal, clearly. You really want to fight me, sir? That's not really going to work. There you go. Anyway, I would love to find Mr. Phineas. Yes, it's been quite some time, hasn't it, since we've last seen him, and since we've last heard of him. I'm kind of hoping that maybe we'll get something going there. Unfortunately, it does seem as though my my martial lord person, he's not really doing anything right now. Nautar. Of course you're at Nautar. Yes, that is literally, well, it's not the furthest away that he could be, but he's making himself into quite a nuisance by being over there. It would be so much easier if he wasn't. Is he still here? Yes, he is. There we go. What else do you offer? Okay, so I'm going to drink the elixir once, twice, 3 times, and there you have it. Boom! We have just gained massive amounts of proficiencies, and we still have 1 Qualis gem spare, as you can see right there. Very nice indeed. Let's go in here real fast and just buy a little bit of food. I'm actually... Yeah, I'm not doing very well in terms of food at the moment. Yeah, by the way, my horse is actually mended, as you can see, thanks to my wound treatment skill, or thanks to Leslie's wound treatment skill, that is. And we are now capable of riding our spirit horse again, which is fantastic. So I'm very, very pleased with that. We now have these stats, by the way. So as you can see, well, you can't actually see right now because of all the all the text over it. But yeah, we've got 30 strength, 30 charisma, and for me personally, I'm going to be going for prisoner management here. 10 prisoner management, because I want to be able to capture the enemy unique spawns. I think that's probably going to be the most effective thing for us to do. And we can potentially go for more leadership. But personally, for me, I don't think that's actually going to be that useful. I know. Technically, it could be. if you're really worried about wages. I mean, I'm not doing so well in terms of cash because I'm losing about 10,000 every single week. But if you think about how much money we're making in comparison, you know, because obviously we're selling prisoners, we're selling loot, you know, we're doing all that wonderful stuff. We don't really need to worry too much about our cash situation at the moment, even though we're kind of staying around the break-even mark at the moment, even if we do get a little bit of profit here and there. Anyway, apart from that, what we could do is, well, Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Draw. That's pretty much all I'm thinking of right now. Maybe Athletics skill. Athletics for sieges. That's pretty much it. The only other thing that I can think of is some Power Strike or some Iron Flesh. Power Draw, I don't think is really necessary right now. I don't think so, at least. I mean, it's going to give me 14% additional damage. I actually have no idea. I'm going to just go for the Power Strike, I guess. And we do have one attribute point to spend here, so do I just want to go for another point in Agility, or do we want to go for another point in Intelligence? I'm thinking probably Intelligence, because obviously I don't have any other skill points, so we're just going to go for another point in Intelligence, and that's going to give me another skill point. So I could technically take the additional point in Power Draw now, which I think I will do. So there you go. So we didn't even need to have that discussion. So that's wonderful. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting a little bit irritated with all these fellows raiding our villages. Let's get them. Let's actually go over here and take Shaquilla from them, and hopefully we're going to be able to do that. I don't know what kind of layout we're going to have here, so this is maybe a little bit... Oh! Whoa, this is... Okay, this is actually... I don't know this one. I actually don't know this one. Is this new? Is this new, or is this something that was here before, but I just can't remember? Maybe that is indeed the case. Maybe my forces took it before, or maybe it is indeed new. I have no idea. There are so many enemies all over the place, though, and as you can see, I'm literally just getting, you know, I don't know, chipped down quite a lot here, so not a big fan of that. Can we actually kill him? There we go, thank you. And do we have anyone else? Yeah, there's a bunch of enemies up there, so obviously I do need to try and attack them too. How many forces do they even have here? Probably not that much, because we've got how much? 340? 350 or something like that? So the enemy has around 350 as well, because the bar at the top shows that we are basically even. So I'm actually rather happy about that. That means that we're not going to have too many issues. I am being shot by this guy. Get him. Get him. Get him. No, apparently I'm not able to get him because he's just running into the corner over there. I'm not very pleased. Oh well, never mind. Okay, yeah. This is actually a pretty beastly layout for the defense. You can see exactly why. I mean, look at this. We're getting people attacking us from behind, from the front, from the side, and from over there as well. All the way over in the sort of... Well, I don't even know what to call it. It's not the northwest, but you know what I mean. It's over there. Anyway, let me actually see what I can do here. Maybe... Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, look at the map. They're everywhere. That's actually crazy. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a harsh one. If I get hit off the ladder here, I'm going to take full damage, which is not going to be too pleasing. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of strafing right here. Do we have a... Where's the staircase? Where's the staircase? Oh, I guess it's over there somewhere. Oh, well, that's not going to help out too much, is it? Oh, well, never mind. Okay, I guess what I'm going to have to do is tell my forces to charge in. Yeah, we're going to have to tell them to charge in. Come on, fellows. Let's do this. I'm just going to try and avoid getting killed right now. That's all I really need to do. Let's kill that thrown weapon person, because he's going to be annoying. He's going to do a lot of damage if he hits us. Okay, there we go. Don't take any damage. Don't take any damage. If I take damage, this is going to be really bad. But no, it seems like my forces are now starting to come in. That is wonderful. I am taking some damage now, of course, because we're being shot from behind and everything. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you serious? No. I don't want to die here. I really do not want to die here. I am going to get shot in the back, though, I think. That's probably going to happen. They're not going to be very pleased with me. Oh, never mind. I got killed by Mr. Mr. Lord. Yes, Mr. Lord, and he's actually killing a bunch of my own forces too. Who would have expected that there would have been a Lord waiting in this area? I would have thought that he'd be at the very front. But that just goes to show this layout is devious. Yes, and he's actually still alive. What's actually going on with that? Why is he still alive? Can you please eliminate him? I don't know why he's why he's still running around there. Oh well, never mind. Yep, I think we're going to be fine though. As you can see from the bar at the top right, we should be okay. And my forces are now on the battlements. This is a very interesting layout though, and probably one of my favorites. Quite surprisingly, because I've not actually... I don't know whether I have done it, but my memory does not recognize it. And I gotta say, I like it a lot. I think this is a great layout. The only thing that obviously isn't so great is that I'm dead. But apart from that, I actually think that the layout is super, super fun. And these are the kinds of, you know, siege layouts that I actually would love to see more of. I'd love to see more of these kinds of things, where there are multiple stages to the siege itself. I think that that is always a super fun mechanic, and a lot of enjoyment is to be had from running through these streets and eliminating groups of enemies. They're attempting to push you back, you're attempting to push them back. It's a great time. Alright, so there you go, 64 renown and 50 morale. Actually, morale? Really? Okay. Apparently my forces were not too pleased with me for some reason. I guess because we don't have... Well, I mean, we do have baggage trains. That's kind of strange. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, as you can see, we did end up winning. We obviously did lose quite a few Biscuit Sergeants, T-Knights, and so on and so forth, but that is indeed the cost for eliminating so many of these forces. I don't really have a problem with that. And yeah, we're just going to move on. I don't want to speak to you, Little Durin. Not right now, at least. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, otherwise we're just going to take a couple of random people here. Obviously, they're going to level up in due time. And yeah, I guess I'll take the Swordsman and the Bladesman. Anytime I see Pendor units, I just think, okay, yeah, I'll take them. Why not? You know, they're obviously going to be... somewhat useful in regards to leveling them into CKO troops or something else along those lines. Anyway, I'm going to have a look and see who has 2 castles only. Anson has 2 castles. Wow, these guys have massive amounts of villages already. I guess I'll just give it to Kairos. I don't know. Montawar is not very pleased, as you can quite clearly tell. But yeah, anyway, High Pass Fortress is obviously our next port of call, and that will be the end of the Deshar. Now, how many forces are actually in there? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, have fun with that. Okay, all right. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm literally just going to have my forces come to me. Or I'm going to make a marshal or something, and he's just going to go ahead and just take that or something, because I do not want to go in there. As you could no doubt tell, there's a massive amount in there, a huge amount. And you may think, oh, look at that, there's only 200 or 300. No. I mean, look, there is only 235, but if you take into account every single vassal, I mean, literally, just look at that. They've got 80, 170, 120, 36, 70, 50, 50, 50, 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50, and a huge amount of others. So this is a fantastic thing to do if we can actually achieve victory really easily. But it's not going to be that easy right now. So I'm going to have to go all the way back to Laria and make someone else the marshal, or make myself the marshal, and then we're just going to stomp the High Pass Fortress siege. And that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.